Ethan had always been a loving husband and father. His life was simple and serene, revolving around his family and his work as a schoolteacher in the small town of Willow Creek. But everything changed one fateful evening when he stumbled upon an old, dusty book in the attic. The book was bound in cracked, black leather, its pages yellowed with age. The title, Legends of the Changeling, was embossed in faded gold lettering. Intrigued, Ethan began to read. The book told of creatures that could mimic human appearance, replacing real people and feeding off the emotions of those around them. The changelings were said to be nearly indistinguishable from their human counterparts, but a few subtle differences gave them away. As the days passed, Ethan found himself obsessing over the book's contents. He began to notice strange things about his family, small, almost imperceptible changes in their behavior. His wife, Claire, seemed colder, her smile never quite reaching her eyes. His son, Timmy, who used to adore playing catch, now seemed disinterested and distant. Even their dog, Max, acted unusually skittish around them. One night, Ethan awoke to a faint whispering sound. He crept out of bed and followed the noise to the living room. There, he saw Claire and Timmy, their backs turned to him, speaking in hushed tones that sounded more like hissing than human speech. When he called out to them, they turned, their eyes reflecting a predatory glint in the dim light. Panic gripped Ethan. The words from the book echoed in his mind. Changelings feed on your fear. They thrive on your despair. He became convinced that his family had been replaced by these monstrous impostors. The realization drove him to the brink of madness. He couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and spent his nights poring over the book, searching for a way to save his real family. One stormy evening, the power went out, plunging the house into darkness. Ethan's fear reached its peak. In his mind, the changelings had finally decided to make their move. He grabbed a kitchen knife and confronted Claire and Timmy in the living room. Their confused and terrified faces only fueled his conviction that they were no longer his family. "I know what you are," he shouted, his voice cracking. "You won't take me too." Before they could react, he lunged at them. The knife flashed in the lightning-illuminated room, and in a matter of moments, it was over. Blood soaked the carpet, and the house fell eerily silent. Ethan stood there, panting, the knife slipping from his trembling hand. As he looked down at the lifeless bodies of his wife and son, clarity hit him like a tidal wave. These were not changelings, they were his family. His real family. The book had twisted his mind, preying on his fears and paranoia. He collapsed to his knees, a guttural scream tearing from his throat. In the weeks that followed, the police pieced together what had happened. Ethan was arrested, the book taken as evidence. But something strange occurred. The book, once filled with tales of changelings, now contained nothing but blank pages. The officers who handled it claimed they heard whispers and saw fleeting shadows out of the corners of their eyes. Ethan was committed to a psychiatric hospital, his mind shattered by the horror of his actions. He spent his days muttering about changelings and shadows, his eyes vacant and haunted. The townspeople of Willow Creek whispered about the tragedy, the story of Ethan and the Changeling book becoming a local legend. And somewhere, in the shadows of the old attic, the book waited for its next victim, its pages ready to spin another tale of fear and madness.